Shalom unto the elect of the nation of Israel, giving our honor and glory and praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash, double honor to the apostle of GMS. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. I'm going to make it quick as I have three precepts here lined up. And the title of this lesson is going to be Impulsiveness, or impulsive behavior, because in this flesh, in these bodies, in the conditions that we are on the current state of the earth, we are not at our prime. A lot of men or women like to think at certain times of their lives they're at their prime, but there's another level that we can tap into. And the fact that we're vulnerable to demons, and wicked spirits, it leads us to do different things in this life, and people are really existing rather than living. No one's really living and flourishing. Even the so-called white man with all his money, he's existing as well. But even more so, the children of the nation of Israel, the so-called Hispanics, the so-called blacks, and the so-called Native Americans, because we're under curses, as we know in Deuteronomy chapter 28. But the definition of the word impulsive, it comes from the word impulse. And impulsive is acting momentarily, so not thinking twice before you react, not listening before you speak, Impulse means a sudden, spontaneous inclination or incitement to some usually unpremeditated action. So, in other words, you didn't really think about the effect, cause and effect. You didn't really think about the aftermath or the effect of what you're currently doing. So it was really out of the blue. It's spontaneous. It's like rapid. So that's what lands a lot of people in trouble. That's what lands a lot of people to death. That's what lands a lot of people in confusion, is not thinking, just going off what you react, like, fuck that, I'm head honcho, I'm big boss, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, rather than, being spiritual and discerning and figuring out what the hell's going on in your particular situation. Romans chapter 7, verse 24, and it reads, O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? So in other words, we're in a body of death. We're in the lowest state. Mentally, physically, spiritually, we could be on. And spiritually, thankfully, we're not of this world. Those who do the work and are doing the will of the Father. Lord, when we are those men, we're spiritually elevated compared to the rest of the masses. But physically, we're not what we need to be. Certain things hop in your mind that you wish didn't happen, or that you wish didn't cross your mind. Certain demons hop on your mind. You'd be like, why the hell would I even think about that? And it's like, it's gonna cross your mind, but you can't stop it. So demons be piercing our mind. But that's also why we're gonna get a new body, as it speaks about in Hebrews chapter 8. That's why we're gonna get a new mind. That's why we're gonna get a new heart. Because these things will no longer come upon us and affect us, because we will have righteousness inside of us, spiritually. We won't need to be taught how to do certain things. The good things will now be second nature compared as to now. Right now, it's easy to go off, it's easy to sin, it's easy to do something wicked compared to doing righteous. It's a lot more, more difficult if you don't practice that, if you weren't uprooted and brought up in those mannerisms. Book of 2 Peter chapter 2. Verse 4, and it reads, for if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. And this chapter really goes into false prophets and people that do things for filthy lucre's sake, and talking about judgment. But I brought this verse out to show you that we are in chains of darkness, and really the nation of Israel, we're angels, and right now we're in the lowest state. And when we get brought back into the kingdom of Yahushai, we're going to be righteous again. We're going to be his people. And he's going to be our power. We're going to call upon him, and we're going to have a good joint relationship. So right now we're in these chains of darkness. All kinds of demons hop on you. All kinds of nasty things go into your mind. Wicked imaginations, things that you used to do in the world. Some of your lust tries to pull you back. And really that's just impulsiveness. And examples of impulsive behaviors is like binging, constantly doing something, right after something, just rapid, constant, destructive things. destruction of property, like breaking something or just doing something like vandalism, that would be impulsive behavior, because that's not smart. Unless you're doing a controlled demolition, you're trying to break down a project to rebuild it, you know, or you're trying to break down a house so you can have that lot or that land. You know, it's really impulsive for you to just do something crazy. Of course, accidents happen. You know, that's a different topic. But you know, for you to intentionally try to destroy something, that's impulsive behavior. That's a lack of self-control. That's irrational behavior, and that's really a demon on you, because in your right state of mind, you're more than likely not to do that. You know, unless you have, you know, special conditions, you know, special needs, being ADHD and all those things of those sort. But those are also demons. You know, escalating problems, you know, rather than de-escalating the problem, just jumping into conclusions, just making the worst out of a scenario that could be easily, you know, nipped in the bud. I'm gonna bring out this last precept. Bear with me as I grab it. But yeah, these are the certain things that we're bound to in this flesh, man, that we won't have to deal with when we walk into the new kingdom, the new earth, the new heaven. The book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 21, and it reads, "Howbeit this kind goeth not out by prayer and fasting." And we know, you know, this is talking about having legions on you and demons. You know, the best way to have these things go out is going in your arsenal. You know, the Lord gives us, you know, ability to pray. He tells us how to pray. He gives us certain things to say and ask, you know, a different language, you know, which makes it even more powerful. But yeah, that's why we have these certain things, man, because the Lord knows we're dealing with certain things down here on this hell. You know, hell is a condition, and that's the condition we're in right now. We're not in a good condition where we're just doing righteous things and holy things. You know, we're holier than thou and things of those sort. You know, we still filthy. You know, the word says any man that says he hasn't sinned or he doesn't sin, he's a liar. But Lord willing, this lesson was straight to the point and edifying. On to the next one. Shalom.